Welcome to Serial Podcast 9.
All right, let's go. One,
All right.
2, 3, go.
Hello, I'm Kevin Peterson.
And I'm Gerard Peralta.
And this is Serial Podcast 9. I'm Ryan Benoit, and I'll be your host. Realistically, I have no business being here as I have nothing to do with Serial 9. But I mostly have been trying to get Kevin and Gerard to argue with each other for years on camera or in front of a microphone. So I went ahead and set up a podcast. Hope you guys enjoy it. What we're going to do is very simple. We're going to do 6 episodes. They're going to be different topics. We're going to get to know these guys a little bit more, find out what they're working on, what makes them tick, and most importantly, you're going to probably get to hear them argue with each other, which is realistically the best part of their relationship. So with no further ado, let's get into it. How are you guys doing?
Let's get at her.
Pretty good, man.
I'm doing well.
Doing awesome.
Thank you for having me here.
Wow.
Beautiful studio.
Yeah, it's a nice place. Good beer.
Can't help but notice you guys have popped your tops off for the interview.
Clothing optional, bro.
Yeah. Didn't get the memo that it was just going to be audio only. Full
I did this for
disclosure.
you.
Yeah, oh, good. Well, it's working. Full disclosure, we came into this and Gerard was fully prepared to do a full-on video podcast, Seth Rogen style. He had the image of his Aristo in the back, and he was wearing a shirt. And the minute he found out it was not going to have image to it, he just popped that top right off, and here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So there's obviously a lot to talk about with you guys, but just to get everyone up to speed on what's going on right now at the shop and what you guys are working on, I thought it'd be interesting to talk about your current projects. So
Yeah.
I don't know who wants to take it from the top, but
Kevin.
dive in. Kevin.
Well, hello. I have a couple of projects on the go, as any busy boy should. Many irons in the fire. So yeah, the most obvious one is still the Toyota Altezza. I'm hoping just to kind of put it to the side for a bit. I have a new motor that I'm putting in that is not a Toyota motor. So there's a little bit of development that I'm going to be doing to make some motor mounts for that. And then sending it to my friend Chris at Spectrum Motorsports Solutions. And he's going to be making a 4-cylinder turbo manifold for me for that. And yeah, going from there. But
Is the engine a secret?
Yeah, is it a secret engine?
Oh my God, it's super secret. No, it's not a secret motor. It's a K series.
Oh my God, K-swap.
It's like
Bro.
the only motor that everyone is doing.
But
So hot
dude,
right
you're
now,
so
K
different.
series.
It's an
Oh my God,
Altezza with
so
a
hot
K.
right now.
So hang on though. You're gonna put
I know,
a Honda
right?
engine in it, but you have a 1J.
I do have a
Really
1J.
yeah. So as somebody who really enjoys those engines, what's making you? Why? Is what I want to know. Like,
Bro, because it's hot.
So hot right now. It kind of started as just like a project that I was like, oh, I'll just put like a tiny bit of money towards this every month, and then I'll have this cool motor that I could put in something, and then it's eventually there, and I'm like, well, what should I put it in?
Well, I mean, a little bit of history. I used to have a shop with a dude named Paulo, and he runs AES, and he is a huge K-Series dude. So he basically has I think at this point it's going to be like 1,000 horsepower, all-wheel drive, K-powered Civic that runs like 8s or something. So yeah, we're not new to the K-Series. We definitely have, the K-Series
that's
hookups
that's
and
who's
stuff.
building it for me. That
Yeah.
was why I started doing it. I was like, in inline 4, 2.4 liter, 10,000 RPM. Like it's basically everything the Altezza is, but shorter and higher revving and Honda.
Yeah,
So,
Kevin's never had a Honda, so that's the
I've
fucking
never had a
kicker.
Honda.
Yeah, I've had plenty of Hondas.
I'm way too brand loyal to Toyota. I
Yeah,
could probably count the non-Toyota cars on one hand.
this will be a real slap in the face to Toyota, then, won't it?
Or maybe if the beams wasn't such a piece of shit, then we wouldn't be taking them out all the time.
Yeah, I mean the beams is good if you have a Corolla.
Yeah, of course. If your car weighs fucking 1,000 pounds or 1,500 pounds or 2,000 pounds, but
Wasn't
yeah,
Kevin? Wasn't your goal to eventually put the beams in a Corolla?
that's why you bought the fucking car in the first place.
That was the entire reason I bought the Altezza, was because it was cheaper for me to buy the whole car to get the motor and tranny to put into my TE72 wagon. And then I got the Altezza and I just started driving and I was like, yo, it's like modern and like has power windows and all this stuff is really nice. And then yeah.
And
in
now
my
you've
opinion.
just cast it aside to take on a new project.
Actually, the motor blew up.
Yeah, the beams motor blew up. And then I sold it to a guy who put it in a 8.6 Corolla.
Whew.
Circle of life.
Yeah.
You're putting a working race car in the corner, and you're going to start working on a new project for the 2021 season.
Yeah. I'm building a JZS 171 Toyota Crown, which is similar to the Altezza.
It's a Crown Athlete for anybody that doesn't know. It's different from a Crown Majesta. The Athlete is the quote-unquote sporty one. So yeah, 1JZ powered, same chassis as the SXE10 and the JZX 110.
So
same platform.
Basically, so now I'm building two cars that are the same.
Yeah.
With different motors.
Yeah.
Just a different outfit.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
it's an Altezza that's gained a bit of weight and is wearing like a nicer suit. So yeah.
Subjectively wearing a nicer suit, or is it?
I mean, if you think an
I would say
Altezza
it's
looks
objective.
classy, then
Yeah.
there's something wrong with you.
Altezza is a rear-wheel drive Civic.
Yeah, basically.
Gerard feels about Aristos the way I feel about Altezzas.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, then that both means that they don't really like them, but they just drive them. Which actually then brings us to Gerard's current project, because most of you know the Aristo is now gone.
Dead.
Not out of his hate for the car, just because there was a wall there. So, Gerard, what are you working on? I think most people know, but maybe hit us with some more details on it.
I'm working on my new drift car, which is a M35 Nissan Stagea. So, yeah, it's essentially the same chassis as the G35 sedan coupe and 350Z. So that whole FM chassis, rear-wheel drive, next gen from Nissan, Toyota. Yeah.
Can't escape it. It's haunting you at every corner. You can't leave your Toyota roots.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. That's the two JZs going in that thing. The CD Pro is going in that thing, and that's my new drift car. It's a wagon.
Oof. I mean, it isn't really out of the box for you guys given your history, but I mean, someone from the outside looking in that maybe has just come across SERIALNINE, it might seem like a bit of a like, holy shit, why have you abandoned everything that I believe in and gone to Nissan? So
4 right-hand drive Toyota cars.
Listen, Kevin, this isn't about you. This is about Gerard.
I still
we're not abandoning anything.
Yeah, I mean, I literally still have a Toyota Blit, like a Toyota Mark II Blit, which is basically a JZX 110. So I definitely still love Toyotas. I just don't really love Aristos, nor do I really love two JZs. So there you go.
1JZ is life.
1JZ's life.
So for those keeping score, don't like Altezzas, drives an Altezza, doesn't like Aristos, drives an Aristo. Kevin just says 1JZ is life, but is moving to a Honda engine.
and I just said I don't like two JZs, but I have a 600 horse 2J,
which is going into the Nissan.
Well, you got to have the thing to know that you don't like it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's what I tell my daughter. Try it once, but you guys have been you guys have been trying these things for years and keep coming back to it.
It's honestly, the Aristo is sort of like when you have a dinner that your parents put down and then they're like, yo, you got to eat this. And you're like, ah, fuck, I don't really like it. And they're like, you can't leave until you finish it. And it's like, all right, well, I got this fucking car. Might as well try to make the best of it. So I'm eating my dinner. Now I don't have to eat that fucking dinner. So
you just picked up the plate and threw it against the wall and said, fuck you, mom and dad, and left.
Yeah, basically. And now I'm making myself fucking cookie dough. So I'm going to eat all the cookie dough.
When can we expect to see your cookie dough? That sounds weird. When can
Yeah.
we expect to see the Stagia out? When would that be like?
I don't know. I need to get it done, but like I said, I'm basically pretty close to taking it off the road because the only reason I'm sort of driving it right now is I'm waiting for snow so I can get some seat time in it drifting. But snow doesn't seem to happen very often where we are. So I want to say I can probably finish it within 3 to 4 months. I mean, but there's paint, there's flares, there's suspension development and prototype parts. There's a whole new engine harness. The digital dash cluster thing going in, engine mounts, the whole nine. Like this, it's a full build. It's a lot of work. There's fuel, all sorts of stuff.
Car's got to have fuel to go, you know.
But I mean, like
Yeah.
a fuel system, right? So
I just meant the gasoline.
it's actually E85. So yeah.
Ooh, for those at home, you did mention it doesn't snow a lot where we are.
No,
And if they don't know where we are, where are we?
we're in British Columbia, Canada, Vancouver area.
Perfect. That's right. So maybe weird for people to hear that aren't Canadian that it doesn't snow where we are a lot and that we don't live in igloos
No,
like Japanese imports. I think
Yeah.
that part's probably well known now.
Canada, bro.
Yeah, Canada. What a great term that I wish that I would have coined and I didn't. All right. So
Could have made a whole brand off that.
Woof. Instead, I just chose a stupid name. Went with DODO Logic, and
It's a dodo name.
yeah, it's dumb. I think that was the point of that name. Anyway, all right. So we got 2 new race cars coming out. One's in the corner, one's trashed.
hmm
Look, Vancouver's not a inexpensive place to live. When I find out how many cars you guys actually have, it like blows my mind. Your only car wasn't the Aristo. It's not like you wrecked your daily and you have to ride your bike everywhere. What else you got?
in the wheelhouse.
On this table, the paddock.
All right, so my daily is an Infiniti QX56, so it's like a 2012, basically the Y62 Patrol variant, which I think is sick. And then I have Toyota Mark II Blit, but it's a GX, so it's a GX 110, but I do have the full JZX drivetrain that's going to go in that. And I have an Xterra that I've had for like years, so 4 cars.
Of your 4 cars, which one's your favorite?
So far, the Stagia.
Ooh.
I mean, honestly, it's a tough sell. The QX is amazing. I love that truck. So
Yeah, you were pretty amped on it when you got
Oh,
it. So.
yeah, I'm stoked on it. I love that thing.
Kevin's stable of cars is slightly more sporadic and fun.
I feel like they're all in the same wheelhouse. I have the Altezza. I have a JZS 161 Aristo. I have the JZS 171 Crown. And then I have a Toyota Dyna that was a fire truck. And then a Toyota Echo is my kind of beater at the moment.
Which one is your
More
favorite?
than kind of beater, very beater.
His favorite's the Echo Obs.
I've seen him drive the Altezza and
Yeah.
the Echo, and he smiles more in the Echo, I think.
The Altezza I've had a lot of great memories in. Like I had that car as a daily for a long time. And then yeah, I don't know. I would say the Crown is my favorite.
That's the newest, so
The
that's
newest, hottest thing.
I mean,
Yeah, it's always
You
about
both-
that new.
You both picked the newest car, which is, I guess, that's a good sign, and avoiding the Aristo and Altezza situation you're in before.
I mean, granted, my Blit is a 1G car, so it's like a total fucking piece of junk. And when I bought it, it was literally out of a swamp. I had to spend a week straight cleaning it and stuff. So, and it was driven on gravel roads its entire life, so the suspension's blown out. It's rusty. Actually, it's not rusty. It's just extremely dirty, and like so, it's really maybe if it was a JZX 110 like in good condition, it would be a higher up on the scale. But it was pretty shoddy. It was like $100 car from Japan. So
Yeah, I was going to say, and so you brought that car over yourself, right? You found
Yeah.
it.
yeah, it was
Also,
one of those.
I would say maybe I would enjoy the Altezza more or be willing to drive it more, but like the color that it is and the fact that it's got no muffler, it's just asking to get pulled over and taken off the road. So at least the Crown, I can feel like it can kind of skirt by. It's kind of much more subtle. It doesn't look as ridiculous.
Context-wise, for people that don't know, Vancouver is currently in a VI crisis, just meaning that
Can't
I
drive
would
a
say
sick car.
Can't drive a sick car. I mean, I feel like the rich dudes can drive like sick rich car.
Yeah, hence me trying to get an Aventador, bro.
Got to get selling those arms in, buddy.
Go buy green knob, hashtag green knob.
Get that Aventador. Kevin, you said you got a lot of good memories on the Altezza. What's your favorite memory in the Altezza?
Probably the favorite memory in the Altezza is like the cruise to dinner before final bout, when it was just like 30 sick drift cars like mobbing down the freeway in downtown Chicago. Yeah, that was probably the best time in that car.
What was the worst time in that car?
The worst time in that car. One time I was taking a piece of control arm out of the back seat and I dropped it on the quarter panel right on the fender lip. So like I had like a huge gouge out of the fender lip on the quarter panel, and like, yeah, that really sucked. That really sucked. One time I got the car taken away for a week for excessive speeding. But yeah, no, probably the time I dropped the thing on the fender.
I mean, yeah, you're now just putting the car to the side anyway, so having it not around for a week, maybe not the biggest deal. Who knows? Gerard, same question.
That's a tough one. I mean, I've had that car I've driven that car to California, man. Like that was an amazing trip with all my homies. Like 10 of us drove to Cali with these ridiculous cars. I had 10 degrees of camber, and the car was like underground, just scraping the subframe the whole way. So that's a pretty good memory. I mean, like my son rode around in that car, changed his diapers in the back and stuff. Like that was pretty rad. But yeah, I mean, that time in Chicago driving to dinner was amazing. Like the car was running awesome. Like it was so fast. It was like dialed, and like that experience is probably, puts that real high on the list. The experience of driving on the highway with like 30 ridiculous cars, and like actually having like one of the craziest ones there is a pretty good memory. And like blasting through second and third gear in lower whacker, like that was pretty rad.
Yeah, you had the dudes from Japan. They brought the van, but then they wanted to ride in the Aristo.
Yeah. I mean, I picked up like sexy nights from the airport in that Aristo, so that was pretty cool. They like rode in my car and they were like, "Yo, this is so sick."
Forgot about that.
Yeah, that was like, there's a ton of memories in that car, dude. Like,
yeah, when we were staying there, I was like thinking back to the LA trip, but like that, the Celsius is long gone. But yeah, like I would almost say like some of those memories were.
oh yeah, man. Like we got to drive that car at the observatory and take photos of it in front of the observatory.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like you can't even get in there. Like we just our buddy sweet talked it, and we got up there with like took this amazing photo. It was like crazy.
So then again, worst memory in the Aristo.
Oh, I got that one down pat. I was trying to drift that pile of shit when I swapped it to manual and had stock turbos, and like, oh, like this is the most frustrating.
Emulator.
Yeah, no AT emulator. I'm pretty sure it had a welded diff, or I had that two-way or something, and it was basically when I first started trying to drift that car, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like no angle kit, no, I don't know what it was. I mean, it was just so, like, it didn't feel good at all to drift at all. Like it was just a handful. It was, I was like, okay, I guess this is what I'm working with. You know what I mean? Like I had obviously slid it around here and there when it was auto, but like I was like so stoked to 5 to 6-speed swap it. I had the V160 in there, and I was like so excited, and I took it out to like some parking lots, and I was like, okay, I don't know. I think the turbo was blown, maybe with the ATM. I don't know. It was just super slow, super like not rad. It was just really, 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 really frustrating.
You said putting the emulator in made like a world of difference, and I hope so, because I need to put an emulator in my car, and I hope it makes a world of difference. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I'll just cry.
it felt like, I don't know, 60 or 70 foot-pounds of torque. It was huge difference.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, here's hoping. All right.
Hey, what's your best memory in your car, Ryan?
Whew. Mm.
You're not getting away that easy.
People probably don't know anything about me. I also drive an Aristo, probably why I'm so combative right now about Gerard just hating Aristos. I love them. I have a 5-speed swapped Aristo. Not as cool as Gerard's or anyone else that has like cool 161s, but it's fine. I love it. My favorite memory in that car. I had a really good road trip to Penticton for DUI one year. And like
Yep.
going with the Good Vibes guys, it was like late and we were on Crow's Nest Highway and just like ripping. I mean, for me, not like it's a big boat, so it's not very fast, but like just kind of like getting after it on that highway before a DUI weekend. DUI weekends historically have always been a lot of fun. So that
That's
was
Drift
good.
Union Invitational for anybody that doesn't know.
Yeah, figure it out. Or it's when we all just get really drunk and drive around. No, it's a Drift Union Invitational. Other great memory, I guess if I was to say too, taking it down to Seattle for like Dam Fest, which was just Dylan Evans' birthday party, which we
Nice.
called Dam Fest.
Hey, that's another memory in there. So I won WECFest in that car. Best Toyota. There you go.
Wreckfest. What
There
did we
you
call
go.
that earlier? Did we change the name?
Weekfest,
No.
WECFest. I don't know. I'm pretty sure
Weekfest.
it's Week. I don't know.
If anyone knows how to properly pronounce that,
WEK Fest.
Yeah.
I would like if it was just an acronym the whole time. They're like, why are you saying that? It's meant to be WEK.
But I was stoked because I won Best Toyota, and like it was crazy because Joey from the Chronicles, he's like, yo, I just saw your car in Chicago. I'm like, yeah, man, I drove it here. He's like, you drove it to this show, like from Vancouver? I'm like, yeah, like I just drove it an hour and a half or whatever to Seattle by myself, and like here it is. He's like, that's sick.
Ta-da.
Yeah.
Good. I'm probably a little bit more tipsy now, so
I'm a little bit shorter on time now.
yeah, that's fair.
That's all good.
All right.
Um,
So we got what you guys are doing with the car somewhat. It's hard to paint a picture, but let's try. Style-wise, what are you trying to get to with these cars? The race cars. We'll start with that.
well, honestly, like I think we're both just trying to go for like subtle, clean, elegant looking street cars, like well finished, well defined. Basically just super glossy candy paint, super shiny wheels, like super shiny minimalist livery and matching. We'd like to do matching color,
Yeah, we're
matching
finally
wheels.
gonna have the same color.
matching wheels if we can. Yeah.
I think that'd be tight. Yeah, basically just like a beautiful car. Like we picked like a pretty cool color that should look, if painted well, it should look amazing. And then some like, just traditional sort of polished lip, polished valve cover, maybe, stuff like that, like just real shiny and kind of like blingy, but kind of make the stage a bit less sporty and more kind of like what do you want to call it? Like, I don't want to say luxury because it's definitely not a luxury car, but like, yeah, like I guess you
Elegant.
said, make a bit more elegant or a bit more classy.
More regal.
Yeah, a bit classier. Yeah, there's a couple different headlights and stuff, and the later model ones definitely look a bit more like less boy racer. They're kind of a bit, a bit more crown, like I guess you will. So I think done up well, the stage and the crown could match pretty well.
So one boy racer is just a great all-around term to use. I feel like I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Obviously, style is like cyclical, and we're now at the point where like
I feel like with drift cars, shiny never really left, honestly. Like it's kind of like,
Yeah.
chrome wheels and all that crap. Anything gaudy and like in your face is pretty drift car-y, you know what I mean? So
I mean, you had one-piece wheels for a while on the Aristo, right? There was an
Yeah.
iteration of
Yeah.
that.
yeah, I had some, but I mean, I did bling them out. Like they were NTO3, oh no, they were RS05 RRs that are all silver, but then I got the faces cut, so they were shiny. So it's kind of like a blinged out race wheel. But yeah, and then I went back to 3-piece just because it's easier to maintain and sort of like better serviceability, if you will. So you completely destroy the wheel, including the face.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So I was going to say, how's that working out for you?
Man, I think one wheel is like $700 or $800. It's like unbelievable. So like, yeah, not saving any money there.
But it looks good doing what it did. Are you going to run those wheels again? on the Stadia, or are you going to do something different, or what's the plan?
I mean, we wanted to run these different wheels. We wanted to run these same wheels, match the two cars, but they're just the price hiked up in 2021, and like we couldn't really get them. They're really really expensive, so probably not. I'll probably just run the Veil sides. I don't know what Kevin's gonna get though, because it'd be dope if we had similar or matching wheels.
Get a
Kevin?
Quippo 5.
Yeah, maybe just get some VSKFs, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get some
Pick-
Emmets.
No. Blitz 03. Let me get Blitz 03s,
Blitz
bro.
03s. Yeah.
Oh, man.
In chrome. Oh yeah.
Those
Dude,
are
I'll sell the Aristo and the Altezza, and I'll get one set.
get a pair.
There's a pair on the marketplace the other day for $3,000 or whatever. What a
Yeah,
joke.
3,200.
Just get the fuck
And what
outta
I think they
here.
were like 17 by 9 plus 38 too.
Yeah.
Who's doing that? What's happening? Weren't those like at one point like nobody really cared about those wheels?
Yeah, I don't really know what happened.
I mean, I feel like every wheel was kind of at that point though,
Hey man, people still aren't into Veil sides, so fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, I think, but that one, they've progressively just gone up. I mean, someone obviously adopted it and made it like desirable, and then said it was okay to like those wheels. I think.
Yeah.
And they
I don't know
gold
who-
plated them.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Looks like you got out of the 161 game at the wrong time, Gerard. His
Yeah.
prices are going to the moon.
It's all good. I
Crazy.
had my fun.
Wait till
Yeah.
you see what
That's
happens.
Somebody else
on
can
to-
deal with
that's
that
on-
car.
I'm diamond handing my Aristo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till you see what happens to those. Now people found out they can be drifted if they put the parts into them. And
Yeah. I feel like
speculation.
the problem with SERIALNINE is they're always kind of ahead of the curve, and then they're never, whatever we're doing is not popular enough to like for people to like either take interest in or buy for the exorbitant amount of monies that they eventually become when everybody else catches on. So
Yeah.
it's kind of how it goes. Nobody
yeah.
gives a shit about Aristos until now people give a shit about Aristos.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
exactly it. I think there is something to be said about that. I asked you once, I said, do you think SERIALNINE would be more successful if it was situated in the US? And
Oh,
you
yeah,
didn't
for
even
sure.
hesitate. Yeah, absolutely it would. And
Oh,
I was
fuck
like,
yeah.
yeah, I feel the same way about automotive blogging for some reason. But
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean,
there's-
the scene down there is insane, right? Like, just literally, like, for every 10 guys here, there's like
Yeah.
fucking 200 guys. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's no contest. We're just from some little place in Canada, but I mean, it's kind of cool. We hold
Yeah.
it down, you know.
yeah. And I mean, it's nice for easy enough to get over the border and like experience that.
Mhm.
And then go to an Applebee's and have a time, right, Kevin?
Yeah, sometimes you got to go to Applebee's. Sometimes
Or maybe go-
Applebee's goes to you.
Yeah, or maybe go do a burnout in front of a cop and then try to explain yourself out of it.
I mean, it worked though, didn't it?
Yeah, it totally did.
How'd you get out of that?
I basically was like, "Hey, man, I'm like really sorry." So what I did is it was my first drift event in the yellow car in the Cressida. So I left Denny's and everybody was like watching me leave. So obviously I'm gonna cut a donut and then like skid to the stoplight right beside a cop. And then he's like, "Yo, are you a fucking idiot? Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, here I am coming from Canada. Like, we just had a drift event, like I shouldn't be doing anything on the street, but here I am like making everybody look bad. I'm like the worst example in the world." I basically just like told the truth. And the guy was like, "All right, man, if I ever catch you doing that shit here, I'm taking your car." I'm like, "All right, thanks, bye." Everyone laughing, taking pictures. It was hilarious.
Kevin, you had your experience, I feel like, that I witnessed with the cops in Canada was it was just like over a stance to Celsius like them.
Yeah, we used to have like weekly car meets that kind of took over this like strip mall, if you will. And some of the people whose businesses were at the strip mall didn't really like it, and other people's businesses really liked it. But anyway, so then the cops started being there all the time, and then the cops started not liking things going on there. And basically, they didn't like my car because it had 20 degrees of camber. So they basically wanted to take it off the road. So then he was trying to scrape the inspection sticker off the window, and like this huge crowd of people like surrounded like all the cops who were surrounding the car, and they were all like chanting SERIALNINE, and we're like throwing stickers out the sunroof. Yeah, it was just like basically like a huge fiasco. And then in the end, I had to like tow the car back to the shop.
Which we couldn't tow
I got,
because it
like,
was too wide.
yeah, it was
We
too
had to get
wide.
two different tow
Like,
trucks.
yeah,
We ended up with these crazy Zimbabwe dudes who were just like didn't give a shit about the cops at all. It was hilarious.
yeah. Dude was like, my wife was just giving me a pedicure, and I had to like leave to come here. Like, he's like, look, my nails are half painted. Like,
Sick.
yeah, those dudes are sick.
Yeah, I still have the number.
Just in case you need a pedicure. Yeah,
Or a
no,
toe.
or a toe.
Get
No,
it?
I was I was there when that happened. You and I weren't really, I don't think we were friends yet. I think I was just trying to be your friend.
Oh, what?
Cared what I was saying. I was like, all right, bye, Kevin. And then I bounced out there.
Trevor's probably like, yo, whatever, bro, fuck off.
Fuck you. I don't care about you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Now I'll be a groomsman at your wedding that you never have.
We're gonna do it on Skype.
Perfect. Gerard will give you away. I don't know why. I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
All right, you guys. I think that it's probably been a long enough time for us to chat for episode 1.
Yeah, sure.
Episode 1, 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, everyone, we did 2 takes of this, and the first one was pretty shit. So then I had 2 beer. I feel like I've become way more obnoxious, but maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to be back. We're going to do 6 of these. This is 1. Expect 5 more. They're not all going to be us just talking about ourselves. We'll investigate the mysteries of the world, or just talk about car shit. Either way. So yeah.
Or just talk about people.
Sounds good, man. The best part's going to be when we get into those arguments about stuff. So stay tuned, y'all.
Right. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to Serial Podcast 9.